Hello everyone, welcome to the Hampton Law Firm. I wanted to take a couple of minutes to talk about the subject, what is a non-disclosure? If you like this content, I encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel below and get more great criminal content as it relates to Texas law. All right, I want to talk today, I want to explain to you the ins and outs of what is a non-disclosure. And it's important, what is it? How do you know if you qualify? Maybe you qualify for something else. And we're going to jump into this, talk about what it's required in order to be able to get it completed and how it actually benefits you. Now, what if you aren't sure if you qualify for a non-disclosure? What if you've lost your paperwork? Maybe your attorney wasn't crystal clear with you about what it is that you actually did when you took your plea deal. And if all of those are questions you need some help with, stick around for this video. And if you wait around to the very end of this video, I'll give you a free resource, a free ebook, what to do if you're charged with a crime in Texas. All right, let's jump in. So I get people that call me all the time that say, Jeff, listen, I finished what I thought I was supposed to do. I thought this case, I still see this arrest on my record. It's costing me jobs, all these other things. What do I have to do to get it off my record? Well, I have a previous video that talks about expunctions if your case was dismissed. But on this video, we're going to talk about if you received a type of probation called a deferred adjudication. Deferred adjudication allows you, if you complete that deferred adjudication, it allows you to potentially become eligible for what's known as a non-disclosure. Now, there's a lot of confusion over the difference between a non-disclosure and an expunction. In a previous video, I talked about how there's no instance where if your case is dismissed, nothing automatically ever comes off your record. But what is a non-disclosure? Remember, an expunction is where your case is completely and totally, everything related to your case is completely and totally destroyed off your record. A non-disclosure is a sealing of those records so that all private entities are not able to see what actually happened, and you're able to deny that it ever took place. Now, let's be very careful about that, though, because government agencies, licensing agencies, if you're a realtor, a nurse, a doctor, a lawyer, they can still see those. Those records under those instances. So it's very important to understand that a non-disclosure seals those records, and expunction destroys those records. It's an important distinction because there's so many people that walk in and they're about to take a plea deal and they think that what they're about to do on a deferred adjudication, they think that it's going to allow them to be able to get all the records destroyed. And that's just not the case. The only way your records can be completely destroyed is through the expunction process, and that's on a dismissal. So let's talk for just a few minutes here. What are the two ways? There are two ways that your case can qualify for a non-disclosure. Number one, you completed a deferred adjudication probation on a qualifying offense. And then number two, certain Class C convictions will also qualify. Now, the first point I made was a qualifying offense, completing a deferred adjudication for a qualifying offense. What do I mean by a qualifying offense? Well, there are some crimes in Texas like domestic violence, certain sexual-based offenses, and certain aggravated felonies that even if you successfully complete the deferred adjudication probation, you will still not qualify for a non-disclosure. It's very important that you know where your charge lines up on this and what qualifies and what doesn't. So let's assume for a moment that you are eligible. What are some of the steps? So the first thing you need to look at is the waiting period. How long do you have to wait before you can file for the non-disclosure? If it's a felony case, you must complete the terms of the probation. So if it's a 2-year probation, you've got to finish the probation. And then you have to wait 5 years from the date your probation was completed before you can file for a non-disclosure. That's number one for felonies. You got to wait 5 years. Number two, for misdemeanor cases, you have to wait 2 years from the completion of your probation date. Okay. And then if it's a Class C conviction, you may be immediately eligible under a Class C conviction. So that's kind of the exception. There's no waiting period for a Class C. Okay, so one caveat, very, very important, very important. Even if you complete your deferred adjudication, if during that waiting period you pick up a new criminal offense, it is possible, I can promise you, the state of Texas is going to object to your non-disclosure. They will argue that it is not in the interest of justice for you to have this removed from your record because there was a new charge. So it's very important. There's never a right or a guarantee for a non-disclosure. It's really kind of earned, not only in the completion of the deferred adjudication, but there needs to be a clean record, a clean period during the waiting period so that you're going to be eligible to get that seal from your record. Now, what are the steps? What steps do you specifically have to take in order to file for a non-disclosure? First thing you have to do is you're going to have to pay the Tarrant County Clerk a filing fee ranging anywhere between $275 to $350, depending upon what type of charge you have. The second thing you're going to have to do is you then must file a petition for non-disclosure. Then there's going to be a hearing. Number 3, there will be a hearing before a judge where the order will be approved, and then it has to be sent out to all the agencies to remove the arrest from your record, to seal it, to seal that from your record. Now, what if you don't know how your case was resolved? What if you don't have the court paperwork and you're not exactly sure whether or not you're eligible for this type of offense or this type of non-disclosure or not? Well, I encourage you, don't hesitate to call us at the Hampton Law Firm at 817-877-5200. We'll be happy to take a look at your situation and see if you qualify for this. Because listen, if you made it through a deferred adjudication and you did so successfully, you need to get that off your record. You need to get it sealed from your record. You deserve it. So, by the way, I told you if you waited around to the end of this video, I'd give you a free ebook, what to do if you've been charged with a crime in Texas. So I want you to do this. Click this link right below. Click the link right below me right now and follow the prompts on there, and we will email you over that free resource. And I encourage you, if you have any other questions, you can call our law office and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more great content just like this. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks for checking in with us.